Many will say that motorcycle traveling is a dangerous hobby. Partly I will agree with this statement, but what makes it even more dangerous is you. In this video, I'm gonna tell you how you can minimize the risks and stay alive. So if you have nothing to do, grab your favorite drink and stay with me. Welcome back, guys. One of the questions that I hear all the time: am I not afraid to travel around the world with a motorcycle? Of course I have my concerns, but it is more or less the same with everything I do in my life. Some people prefer to have a safe life, and I honestly get it, but there is no such thing like 100% safety. It is just an illusion. And the sooner you understand it, the easier it's going to be for you. Maybe because I'm Bulgarian, thanks to our geological location and history, I was able to learn on very early stage on my life what I already told you, that safety is just an illusion. Driving a car, hiking, swimming, skiing, or even football playing have some risks, right? The idea is to accept it and try to minimize it, not to avoid it at all, because it will be way better to know how to deal with it instead of being afraid all the time. Alright, enough rambling. Let me now tell you how you can minimize the risks. Number 1. Do your homework. This basically means to do a serious research about the area you plan to travel, political situations, local laws and requirements, weather and road conditions. All of this will help you once you finally get there. Make a basic plan in advance to see how long the trip will be and what regions you can or you cannot visit. Forget about traveling without any plans. This, in my opinion, is only possible on a local base or if you're some kind of bored millionaire. Most of the people that I know cannot even go to the local supermarket without a shopping list, but even so they're talking about traveling internationally without any plans in a different country that they have never been before. Come on, let's be more serious and say the things as they are. A good research before the trip will help you during the trip and might prevent many risky situations. Let me give you one example. Colombia is a country in South America. Let's split it in two. Let's name it West and East Colombia. In the west part of the country are located all the big towns like Bogota, Medellin, Cali and many others. Over there are 95% of the roads that connect them all, and also the roads that connect with border countries Ecuador and Venezuela. But it is not the same if you look in the east. Even if I zoom in, we won't see any roads in these parts of the country, even though there are borders with Ecuador, Peru, Brazil and Venezuela. Do you know why? Because in this part of the world are located hundreds of cocaine plantations and the chances of bumping into the wrong people are very high. And in reality, no one, even police and army, actually going into these areas. And you shouldn't go as well. I guess that you understand how the trip will end if you accidentally go to one of these areas because you don't know anything about it. Because you're a tough guy and you decided to travel without any plans, and today will be east and you will finish on the doors of one of the local cartels. And of course, you will finish dramatically. And all the news around the world will spread that South America is a very dangerous country because the motorcyclist X or Y was killed in Colombia. But in reality, it will be your stupid mistake that you go there without any information. And many will say, yeah, but Colombia is still dangerous because of all of this cocaine and stuff like that. Yeah, but these things also could happen in Germany, in Switzerland, in everywhere around Europe. If you mess with the wrong people, you'll have problems. All of this could be easily avoided if you just did your homework. Whatever it takes, day, 2 or week, do it. And you won't regret it. If you already done number 1, your homework properly, it shouldn't be a problem to do number 2 as well, to find the right motorcycle. And the right motorcycle is not always the most expensive or the model that you like the most. It is the one that will help you to complete your trip successfully with the minimum costs and maximum efficiency. This might be BMW GS 1200, 1250, 1300, but also could be something like TRF 250 or even 50cc scooter, because there is no one universal motorcycle that will work in all weather and road conditions. There is no such a thing. Any motorcycle will be a compromise, will be very good in something and not so in another. There will always be pros and cons. The trick is to find the right balance and the motorcycle that will work for you and your type of trips. Don't listen to anyone, because what is good for one could be disaster for another. Let me give you one example. Honda Goldwing, even though it's a wonderful motorcycle, won't be the right choice if you decided to ride through Brazilian jungle. On the other hand, CRF 250, even though it's a good motorcycle to have off-road here and there, will be terrible choice if your trip is only on European or North American open highways. As I already told you a few times, the right motorcycle is the one that will help you to complete the trip with the minimum costs and maximum efficiency. Number 3. Invest in your riding skills. It might be money for riding schools or time to travel alone, or both, money and time together. But one way or another, you have to improve your riding skills. You have to be able to travel with your motorcycle through any weather and road conditions alone. Just because you have been riding motorcycles for 20 years does not make you automatically a great traveler. These are completely different activities. Usually people are starting their motorcycles once per week for a couple of hours, but this is not enough, and it is not the same like to travel and living on it month after month. You will learn so much more. You're gonna ride through so many different, as I said, weather and road conditions. You will learn how the motorcycle behaves in every situation, and also how you will react on every situation. That's why I said, if you never traveled before, it doesn't matter how long is your experience or for how many years you have a driving license. It's a completely different story. Riding for 6, 8 or more hours per day is definitely not for everyone, especially if you never done it before. That's why practice before the trip is so important. Practice as much as possible, 2, 3, 5, 8 hours, whatever you can handle. All of this will help you once you start traveling. If you have never done it before, you'll get tired very fast, and then the fatigue will accumulate and you'll start making mistakes. And after first mistake, you will lose some confidence. And then you'll have another and another, and all of this could finish dramatically. That's why it's always good to practice a lot in advance before you even start traveling. I have seen more than enough examples of people who are in the wrong places with the wrong motorcycles without the necessary skills to get out alone. Don't be like them. Number 4. Keep your temper. Just because you're coming from big and powerful country and you can afford to travel with a motorcycle around the world does not make you better from the ordinary people that you're going to meet on the road. If you behave as an asshole, don't be surprised if you find the right person to put you on the ground. Even though after that you'll blame the country and you'll say that it's very dangerous, but inside of you, you know very well whose fault was that. So don't behave like an idiot and just respect people. Let me give you another one example. A German follower came to meet me in Varna. And he was a good guy, we were talking for different things, and suddenly during our conversation he split something that hurt me a lot because it was about my family. And just because I spent more than enough years in Germany and I understand German sense of humor, this actually saved this poor guy's teeth and the shame that he really deserved. But even so, after that, I kept calm and explained to him that this type of conversation shouldn't be done in Bulgaria because people are very sensitive and he might have problems after that. And I really hope that he listened to me and completed the trip successfully. So every country is more or less the same. You have to be careful with your tongue, what you're talking about, or the way you speak with your friends is not always appropriate on the different countries. And the best way to learn about all of these different rules or local behavior things is when you do your research, or to go again to number 1, to do your homework. And once again, forget about traveling without plans, because you can get into many different problems because of that. Number 5. Safety first. I know that this sounds like a cliche, but I have seen this over and over again from a motorcycle travelers that doing some stupid activities to impress other people or for some social media posts. Don't be like them. And in reality, nothing is worth more than getting back home safe in one piece. Even if you think differently, always remember that at home you have people who love you, your parents, your partner, your kids and your friends. And if you want to raise or prove to others how good or brave you are, you can always do it in a specific places like race tracks where the environment will be controlled and the risk will be minimal. I know that many, especially young people, will consider my words as a rambling of an old man who is afraid to take any risk, but for all of them the only thing that I can say right now is wait first to come to my age, to the kilometers that I have done and to everything that I have seen, and then we can talk again. Anyway, I hope that this video will be useful to at least one person. Press like or dislike, whatever it deserves. If you subscribe, even better. See you in the next one. Ciao.